So, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again. Transfer updates. First of the week. Happy Mud Day. We're all in the mud. Oh, you're in the mud. You're so negative and toxic. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. This lot never learn, do they? Do you remember when we signed Nicola Pepe? Nicola Pepe. And everyone was doing this, me included. Where are you, Pepe? We were waiting for the announcements. And everyone was getting hyped. We have the best front three in the league. Yeah, them chats are happening again. If we sign Rafinha, we've got the best front three in the league. Really? We just signed a striker that was sat on the bench at Man City when they didn't play with a striker. It was a backup striker when they had no striker. I like Jesus, but we're going to need God as well as Jesus. Oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, listen, big up to everybody who has watched the last video. That video is flying. 2,000 likes on this would be nice. So anybody who's watching it, smash a like, smash a dislike, do what you want. It would be nice if you smashed the likes. Genuinely, dislikes do count as well. We've proven that multiple times on this channel. And big up to everybody who's been dropping the donations in via the thanks option. Hit the thanks. Hit the thanks. You can throw money at me. I profit off transfer news these days. Anyway, Ray Parlour voice. Cheers, guys. It can't be a nice cup of tea on a happy mud day. Sun is shining. We're in the mud. That's why my skin looks so clear. But we're going to start off talking about Ainsley Maitland-Niles, the forgotten man. Oh, dear, oh, dear. What happened to Maitland-Niles? I'll tell you what happened. This manager, man of the match against Watford, played a total of 8 league appearances last season and was loaned out to Roma. Ended up winning the Europa League. No, he didn't. He won the Europa Conference League. And this season, he has played left back, right back, left mid, right mid, DM, CM. That kind of sums up Maitland-Niles' career, doesn't it? He is Oxlade-Chamberlain Mark II. Played a total of 1,124 minutes of football this season. 8 appearances in Italy in the league, 8 appearances in the Premier League, 3 in the Conference League, 3 in the EFL Cup, 1 in the Italian Cup, 1 assist, no goals. Shame he's going to be leaving. 132 appearances for Arsenal, 3 goals, 8 assists. Hardly ripping up trees, is he? He's been out on loan to West Brom. He's been out on loan to Ipswich. He's been out on loan to Roma. I think it's probably time he finds a home in it, really, because this manager doesn't rate him at all. I kind of like him. I think he's a good player, if I'm honest. I think we need a right back because Cedric Suarez is not the guy. Tommy Cafu, I hear you cry. Tommy, yes, but Lee, we've got Tommy Cafu. Oh, Tommy Cafu. How can you be out for 4 months with a calf strain? 4 months. What are his calves made of? Glass? I don't know. So I feel like we need somebody there. Not only that, I keep getting told by super fans and top gooners that he's actually not a right back. He's actually a centre back playing at right back. So for me, we need a right back. Maitland-Niles could have been the guy, but not under this manager. So yeah, Nottingham Forest are the latest team to be linked with him. This has popped up again. It was out in the media a few weeks ago. And Nottingham, listen, if he goes there, he's got a better manager than Mikel Arteta, and a manager that actually pulled Mikel Arteta's panties down and spanked his bottom in the FA Cup. So yeah, good luck to him if he goes. And I don't know how much money we'd get for him, if I'm honest. I genuinely don't know. He's not under contract for that long, is he? I think he's got 2 years left. I don't think we'll get much money for him, if I'm honest. But listen, it'll be money back in. We've spent out a lot of money on a striker in Gabriel Jesus. We've got talks planned. Get my words out in a minute. Talks planned with Rafinha later this week, according to Fabrizio Romano. There is talks planned later this week with Arsenal. We'll come to that in a second. But we have officially announced Matt Turner, the goalkeeper. Yes, world class. Welcome, Matt Turner. He joins from New England Revolution. There is a revolution going on at Arsenal. The 28-year-old international has made 18 appearances for his country since making his international debut in 2021 in January. He started all 6 matches on the way to the US, winning the 2021 CONCACAF Gold Cup, and has also been an integral part of the squad that has won qualification to the FIFA 22 World Cup in Qatar. After graduating from Fairfield University, Connecticut, Matt joined the Jersey Express in US Premier Development League. Blimey, that's a mouthful, isn't it? For 1 season before signing for New England Revolution in 2016. Matt made 102 appearances for New England Revolution during his 6 years with the MLS side, being voted both the fans and teammates MVP in 2020. In August 2021, he was selected to represent the MLS in the 2021 MLS All-Star Game, where he saved 2 penalties and was also voted MVP. Matt also spent a successful loan spell at United Soccer League with Richmond Kickers in 2016 at the start of his time with New England Revolution. Mikel Arteta has spoken. Matt is an experienced goalkeeper who will bring a high quality to our squad. He has shown with his performances in recent years, both in the MLS and at international level with the US, that he is a goalkeeper who will give us added strength into this next season. We welcome Matt and his family to the club, and we're looking forward to working together for years to come. Edu has spoken. We're delighted that Matt is joining us. Matt is a goalkeeper with established qualities and experience who will be a great addition to our squad. We identified Matt some time ago and worked hard to ensure that his transfer was complete so he could join us in time for our pre-season in July. Ironically, in, oh yes, America. Great shirt seller, this one. Same as Austin Trusty. But there we go. We need to look forward to Matt joining us. Sorry, we now look forward to Matt joining us, settling into his new home and working ahead of the season. Matt will wear the number 30 shirt and will join up soon with the teammates for pre-season. Pre-season starts today, by the way. Arsenal are back in pre-season today. So make of that what you will. But Matt Turner has given an interview. Let's go through some of that real quick. Here's what he said. Matty, you're finally here. It feels like it's been a while coming, to be honest. Are you happy to be at Arsenal? Normally they say it all happened very quickly, don't they? That's what they normally say. But there we go. You know, sometimes it's weird. You hear no rumours with players and then you are coming and going. Then when you get here, you have to scramble around to get to know them. But we kind of knew you were coming for a little while now. How was it still playing in the States, but knowing you were going to come to us? He said, where is it? It was tricky at times, but the good thing was I got to follow along at the tail end of the season and watch every Arsenal game whilst in America. I really feel like I was part of it, which is interesting. But I did have a slight injury that kept me out for a bit. Wow, we've signed an injured player. Ah, dear. But I need to get some game time and get my rhythm, and that's leading nicely into the start of pre-season. What was the injury? Was it a long one, Matt? It was a couple of months, just a little one. But it took just a little while to come back. Well, he didn't tell us what the injury was. Obviously, we did know you were coming for a while. Were there a lot of Arsenal fans hitting up your DMs? Probably. They were probably tracking his every movement, his kids' movement, his kids that ain't even been born's movement, the kids that he hasn't even, shot out yet. They've checked everything. They've checked the sperm count. They've checked when the embryo's ready. They've checked absolutely everything, because this is what the muggiest fan base in world sport do. I will say that Arsenal fans are pretty active on socials. Yes, Matt, you're right. It's because most of them are virgins, mate. They've got nothing better to do. I could see it in Instagram comments and stuff, which was really nice to feel welcome, to know that there is support here for the move, that people are excited to see me come. That feels really nice, because I'm really excited to be here. I'm not going to read all of this, by the way. Let's read some of the other comments on here. Have you had a chat with Mikel Arteta yet? Of course, we've been in contact over the past few months. He checked in on me a few times and we started to develop a relationship. So you said you've spoken to Mikel. Have you spoken to Inaki as well? He said yes. Him as well, pretty close contact, especially once I got back playing games, looking at some things, some clips, just talking about games and looking at training clips, those kind of things. So it's back and forth, really nice. And again, I'm feeling part of the club here in North London. I'm not going to read it. It goes on forever and ever and ever. Oh, here we go. Let's ask it. Who asked this question? Right. So it's a massive change in moving over from America. I heard you bought the dogs as well. Yes, I brought the dogs. It was probably the most stressful moment of it all, but the dogs made it. Wow. They're safe and they're enjoying their new gaff. What's the name of the dogs? Who interviewed this guy? Why do we have the most muggiest interviewers? Bear is the little Pomeranian and Kunu Piaki is the Morkie. Yes, I guess in Greek it means little mosquito. I credit my wife for that. I'm bored of this. We're moving on because I'm just going to get the ump with whoever's interviewing and the crap questions they're asking. So let's move on. Let's get rid of the dogs. Let's talk about Williams. No, let's not talk about William Saliba. We'll talk about him in a minute. Let's talk about Rafinha. Rafinha, apparently Fabrizio Romano has posted out there today that talks are going to be ongoing. There is going to be a meeting scheduled later this week, but both Chelsea and Tottenham are still involved. And let's not forget Barcelona as well. And I watched Tim Vickery the other day. I watched it back again today on TalkSport. The Brazilian correspondent, he knows what he's talking about. He's been based in Brazil for nearly 30 years. And if there's anyone that knows Brazilian football or Brazilian players, it is Tim Vickery. He talks a lot of sense. He actually said he'll be baffled if Arsenal buy Rafinha after buying Jesus, because Jesus was asked by the coach of Brazil, what position would you like to play? And he said, I don't mind. I don't have a preference. The coach said, well, come on, give me something. You must have a preference, because he's played, I think he scored 1 goal in his last 20 games for Brazil. So the coach is not happy with him. He's not going to be going to the World Cup on that form. His league form's not been amazing. He's played in a team that scored 99 goals last season. He scored 8 of them, 4 in 1 game. Whilst he's got qualities, they're not necessarily in the penalty box. And Tim Vickery alluded to this. He said, look, he's not the most present in a penalty box. He's not the most, dangerous in a penalty box. Yes, he's tricky. Yes, he can dribble. Yes, he can make runs into the box, etc., etc. But he actually told the coach of Brazil that he wants to play on the right wing. Now, Mikel Arteta has worked with this guy at Manchester City. Yes, he's good for pressing. Yes, he's good at dribbling. Yes, he can link the play. He's not going to be barging big burly centre-backs off the ball because he ain't got the physicality to do that. But he wants to play right wing, according to Tim Vickery. Now, this is where Vickery went on and said, they've already got Saka in that position, but obviously Saka can move positions. We know he can play on the left. We know he can play number 9, false 9. We know he can play as a floating wide forward wherever he wants. That's what Mikel Arteta will let him do. He'll just say float around the free, and we just make sure Tomiyasu covers you if you start on the right. If you start on the left, then we need a left back, whether it be Tierney or somebody else, to make sure that we cover him if he's floating and getting caught on the ball. But I don't see Mikel Arteta doing that, if I'm honest. I think that if Jesus is coming, he's playing as a striker. But he said that he'd be shocked if we sign Rafinha as well, because Rafinha operates on the right wing. So we're going to have Jesus, whose preference is to play right wing, Rafinha, who plays right wing, both Brazilian, and he alluded to the fact that there is a World Cup in November, and they both want to get in that squad. So he said that their targets in their heads right now solely focused on the World Cup. So that can only be a good or a bad thing for Arsenal, because they're going to be so focused on the World Cup, they're going to try too hard, and they're going to try and be the star rather than a team player, and it's going to end up in failure. Or they're going to be absolutely flying, and then they're going to have the hangover from the World Cup. Or they're going to be absolutely flying, and then they're going to fly off of the back of the World Cup as well. It's kind of in the balance. And Tim Vickery said, I don't think we should be buying both of them. They both want to play right wing. Even if we buy one and play him up front, then great, fantastic. Put Jesus up front. But Jesus, Eddie, and Balogun, is that the 3 that are going to fire us to top 4? Is that the 3 that are going to fire us to a title? Probably not. Probably not. Let's be real. Harry Kane will outscore all three of them. Right, and that's no disrespect, but he will. He'll outscore all three of them. Man City don't even have a striker until they bought Haaland, and they still ended up top goal scorers in the league. Now they've got Haaland. Haaland will outscore all three of them. Chelsea, they haven't got a striker at the minute, but they will buy a striker, and they will have a system set up where they don't necessarily need to rely on a striker. And Liverpool, we know what Liverpool are going to do. Mohamed Salah, even though he plays on the right, he will outscore all three of our strikers. So if we're going to let Pepe go, then yeah, maybe we need somebody to come in. So maybe Rafinha is the guy, but only if we're playing Jesus up front. If we're playing Jesus up front, where's Eddie Nketiah going after giving him 100 grand a week and Thierry's number? It kind of don't make much sense. But talks are scheduled for later in the week. Not sure when, but I'd imagine it'll be Thursday, Friday. Arsenal are the front runners at the moment, apparently. But let's not forget, Chelsea do need wingers. They're going to get rid of Hakim Ziyech. They're probably going to get rid of Timo Werner. Petr Cech's left today. Marina Granovska's left. That is an overhaul of Chelsea coming. That is a new revolution, a new structure buzzword, new process buzzword, new culture buzzword. Yeah, we can use all of these buzzwords because Mikel Arteta has, and so has Edu. Cheers, guys. But don't forget, if you are Brazilian and Barcelona come calling, your preference is Barcelona. Look at the Brazilians that have played for that football team over the years. If Barcelona do actually come in and bid for him, he's going. And he was then asked the question, Tim Vickery, what do you see happening? He said, well, if Barcelona don't come back in, he goes, I wouldn't be shocked if he stayed at Leeds. Because obviously he can get more game time than he will trying to get in over Saka every week, unless we switch Saka to the left, like I said. And then obviously he can get the move later down the road. It's whether Barcelona have got the money. They're about to bust out 50 million on Lewandowski. So we shall see. We shall see, people. But leave your thoughts and comments on all of that. Maitland-Niles, leave it in the comments section. Matt Turner, leave it in the comments section. Rafinha, leave it in the comment section. And before we wrap this up, Fabrizio Romano has said, William Saliba situation, rumours on loan move are wider than Mark. Arsenal board and Mikel Arteta both count on Saliba as part of the team for next season. Being told the situation could only change in case of a crazy bid. Arsenal trust him and keen on discussing a new contract. So Arsenal obviously do want to keep him, which again makes the deal for Lisandro Martinez a bit of a weird one. Is this we're going to put a centre-back at left-back like we're doing with a centre-back at right-back with Tommy? I don't really know. Why don't we just go and buy a left-back? Makes no sense. But we would then have 5 centre-backs on the books, 2 of which would be playing as full-backs. What do I know? But let me know your thoughts on William Saliba as well. Leave it all in the comment section. Don't forget, smash the likes up. I want 2,000 likes on this video, people. So smash them up as quick as you can. And I'll be back again tomorrow. Big up to everybody who's been leaving the super chats. The thanks option is down there. Hit the thanks. Write what you want. Put what you want in money-wise if you want to do that. If you don't, you don't. Just leave a comment. It all helps. And yeah, make sure you are sharing the content around as well. Would appreciate it. Big up to everybody who does tag me in it. I don't see all of them. If I was to sit there and look at all of my DMs, it'd be a full-time job. So apologies if I don't. You can follow me on Instagram, LeeGunner82. Let's push that up towards 20K. We're on about 16.3, 16.4, something like that. So let's push that up to 20K. Let's see if we can get up to 20K by August, by the time the season starts against Palace. But listen, I'm out of here. All have a wonderful day. And don't forget, people, don't forget, Arteta out.